What is going on, guys? It is Video Game Greek, and I'm going to be talking about my favorite beat 'em ups of all time. And this is going to be a top 10 list, and then some honorable mentions here. Beat 'em ups are some of my favorite games of all time. I just love the fact that you can pick up and play them at any time, and you don't get bored of them. And there's some great arcade ports here that I'm going to be talking about, and there's also just some great home conversions as well. So I'm excited to talk about this. Hopefully there's a couple on the list that you maybe haven't played yet that I could recommend to you. If you have any questions, please let me know. Alright, first one I'm going to talk about is one of my favorite games of all time, and I talk about it all the time, and that is Die Hard Arcade. It is just about a perfect port from the arcade. It is incredible. I absolutely love this game. I love the fact that it's kind of blocky graphics, but the gameplay is there. It is so much fun to still play with a buddy. I even play this by myself sometimes too. It's that good of a game. There's crazy guns in it that you can just pick up and you can beat people with it. The mechanics in it are like a I guess almost like a virtual fighter kind of game mechanics. I think that they use that engine. I'm not sure on that, but I think they do. But it plays great. It's easy. You can beat it probably in 45 minutes to an hour, and it's definitely a worthwhile game. So if you can find this, definitely pick it up for the Sega Saturn. Next, an NES classic, River City Ransom. Everyone has to have this on their list. It's because it's that good of a game. It's a beat 'em up, but also they have RPG elements in it where you can like level up to the dragon feet and all those crazy kind of things that you can buy at the stores. You can buy food, you can buy all kinds of crazy stuff along the way, and it's kind of cool. It's in like a high school setting, so it kind of takes you back a little bit. It's really neat. Anyway, love this game. The only thing that's a little frustrating with it is you have to make sure you beat it and go through like every park and beat every boss, or you have to actually backtrack a lot. So the first time you play through this, you really have to make sure you explore around and beat all the bosses, or you're going to be going back, which isn't a bad thing because it's fun to go back and beat everyone up and kind of just recycle the levels a little bit. But anyway, River City Ransom just is incredible. So check that one out if you haven't played it. Next, probably the #1 game on everyone's list is Turtles in Time. But I love this game, but just as good as Hyperstone Heist. So these are going to count as one. Both these games are incredible. You can't believe how good they are. They are truly probably the greatest beat 'em ups of all time by Konami. They're different enough that you can pick them up, both of them, and get a different experience and a different feel. But they're pretty similar, so that makes them great because both these games are awesome. So anyway, check these games out if you haven't played them, but I'm sure you have. Next, a little bit of a sleeper at one point, but then it got a port to the home consoles. I think the Wii maybe, or the Wii U. I have it for the Wii U, but I don't know what other consoles got them. But this is Dungeons and Dragons for the Sega Saturn. This is the Japanese version because we didn't get a US release of this game. But this game's incredible. It's another one of those games where you have RPG elements. It's a little bit of a collectathon. They use a really weird kind of mechanic where there's a wheel where you can pull it up in game and switch your weapons and stuff like that, or your throwing weapons, that I absolutely love. There's different attacks and stuff like that, which kind of makes it interesting as well. The magic in it's nuts. It's so much fun. The levels are kind of short, which is good because you get to a lot of boss battles, which is fun. And anyway, the graphics in this are incredible for the Sega Saturn, and it's great. So definitely check out Dungeons and Dragons. If you can import it, definitely get it on a home console and just download it for like $7. It's worth it. Next, here's a game that I recently picked up maybe a year or two ago, and I've never played it, but I wanted it. And when I played it, I was absolutely blown away, and that is Ninja Warriors. Now you're kind of on a 2D plane when you're playing this, which is okay. It kind of adds to the uniqueness of this game because you're not going forward, back. It's not in a 3D kind of plane. You're just on one plane and you're going to the left or the right, and that actually makes it really cool because you can control the enemies a little easier that way. Anyway, Ninja Warriors is just a fun game. You actually feel like a ninja when you're playing this game. That's kind of why this is such a good game. So anyway, check that out if you can for the SNES. A great series for the Sega Genesis, and it's one of the first games I've ever played growing up, or one of the first series I've played, and that's Streets of Rage. This is the not for resale game. This game is just so good. The music everything. They get everything right. I can't believe how good this game is. Please check out Streets of Rage. They're actually, I mean, compared to SNES beat 'em ups, these are fairly affordable. So it's a great alternative, and they are just as good as the SNES beat 'em up. So check out Streets of Rage. These two games are, I feel like, masterpieces. Final Fight 2 and Final Fight 3, I'm going to count them as one. These games are fan-frickin-tastic. I love them both. The multiplayer in it is great, and I can't really describe why these games feel so good as far as the beat-em-ups go, but when you're connecting with your punches and kicks, it just feels right. I can't really explain why, but it's just, these games are fantastic. They blew me away when I picked them up, and I'm so happy to have them, and I'm trying to turn all my friends on to those games because for whatever reason, again, I can't explain it, but when you play that game, it just feels more accurate or more rewarding when you're actually hitting and punching the guys, more than any game that I've played. I guess the biggest sleeper on my top 10 list as far as games go is this next one for the Sega Saturn, and I can't stress this game enough. There's no other game like it, period. And that's Three Dirty Doors. This is one of the coolest games I've ever played. Some of the boss battles are, you'll never play a boss battle like that in any other game. It is just, it's perfect, it's perfection, and as for, like I said, the uniqueness of it, it's unlike any game you've ever played. It uses a really kind of cool mechanic where you're in control of the three dwarfs there, and you can switch between them as you're battling. They have different weapons, as you can see, baseball bat, bowling pins, baseballs, and a shotgun. I mean, how cool is that? It's just, and you can just switch through them. Anyway, it's pure joy playing this game on the Sega Saturn. If you own the Sega Saturn, you have to have this game. Please play it. One of the cooler games for the SNES, I love this beat 'em up, King of Dragons. I've talked about this a lot before. The King of Dragons is almost a perfect beat 'em up in my opinion. I love how you can level up throughout the levels, and you level very quickly, and the very strong guys at the beginning of the game don't level up as quickly as like the weak guys at the beginning of the game. So like the big brutes and the clerics and stuff like that, they don't level up as quickly. You don't see a big change. Whereas like in the magic, I guess guys and the archery guys, they definitely level up quicker, and then they're very strong at the end. That's what makes this game so much fun. Is you almost have to kind of deal with being a weaker individual at the beginning if you pick a more of like a lighter character. And which is fine with me. I really like that kind of mechanic, and it's a fun game, and it's a great two-player beat 'em up. Last but not least, rounding out the top 10 here is Golden Axe for the 1 and 2 for the Sega Genesis. This is the first game where it was a beat 'em up where you could actually ride characters or dragons or whatever, dinosaurs. I thought that mechanic was cool. I like the dash in this. I like being able to pick 3 different characters. My girlfriend at the time actually loved it as well. Now my wife, she loves it, and so we play these games still. They hold up great. I've played the third one on, I don't know if it was a collection or if a ROM, I can't remember, but the third one is great. So anyway, Golden Axe is a great beat 'em up as well. And I have my honorable mentions here somewhere. Let me see here. So first one would be Super Double Dragon. You know, I like this game. It's a little slower, but I had to mention it, I feel, because it's a great beat 'em up for the SNES. And then I think there's one more here. Where is it? Here it is. Knights of the Round is a very beautiful beat 'em up, very similar to King of Dragons for the SNES that I mentioned earlier. But Knights of the Round it's a great game. I feel like it does feel more like Golden Axe than any other game that I've played, almost like the next version of Golden Axe. But anyway, Knights Around is an awesome game. And then 2 quick ones for the Saturn that I've talked about before, but this is a great arcade port. It's kind of wild. It's the Batman Forever, the arcade game. It's really neat. I like it. Its graphics are crazy. It's not ranked that high. I think the reviews on it aren't that good, but anyway, it's a fantastic game. I like it a lot. And then just a must-have for Sega Saturns is Guardian Heroes. Great beat 'em up. It uses the 3 planes where you can switch in between. The juggling in it is awesome when you're connecting with your punches and kicks, and also there's a little leveling system and stuff like that. So anyway, Guardian Heroes is a great must-have game for the Saturn. Anyway, guys, that rounds it out. So thanks for watching, and look forward to more videos. Thanks.